Yeah, it's wild. I've been watching this YouTuber who they find cars in the scrapyard and they'll gut them and build new cars out of them. And now I want to do it, Woody. Now I've like I'm on the auction site. I'm a bit on auction sites all day looking for cars. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna do some kind of a project car. I must have watched
what kind of car? Like I know, are you talking about a brand new kit car? Are we talking about a restoration of a Mustang?
Yeah, so there's a few things that I've seen that I'm interested in doing. So one of them would be an LS swap into like a Miata or like a 3 Series BMW. Basically taking
fits? That's
yeah.
possible.
Like an airplane.
Yes.
I know LS packaging on LS is amazing. That they're the number one thing people use in. I used to be in these rock crawling buggies, and the LS engines were just so much physically smaller, plenty powerful. They all have a lot of power. Like the Mustang, I'm sorry, the Ford 5.0 engine, I think it's called the Coyote. It's a fine motor, but it's way bigger. And the 5.4, I think, LS is smaller. So
6.2. Like if you're talking about like an LS3 or something, they're like I think they're 6.2
I'm probably out of date. Yeah,
well over 400 horsepower stock, and you can get them really cheap if you get it out of like a wrecked Camaro or a wrecked Corvette. And part of it is maybe this guy is really good at sourcing his parts, but I'm watching his videos and he'll buy a car for $5,000 and immediately make $8,000 out of the parts out of it. So that's got me psyched too. So I'm either going to do an LS swap into something small like a Miata or like a 3 Series BMW, like from the early 90s, or I kind of want to do like a retro mod on an old Bronco. Old Broncos are so expensive though. I'm looking at like the late 70s Broncos. And I was like, I bet those are free. Basically, if you find one under a shade tree, they're not under shade trees. They're in retro mod like repair shops. And once they're done, they're going for 6 figures. It's crazy.
Really?
So then I started looking at like, what is it? The K Series Blazers, which is kind of the same thing. And the FJ Cruisers and the Land Cruisers and stuff like that. So I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to get something that's wrecked and then another thing that's wrecked and then make one thing that's whole is probably what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah. What are
that sounds dope.
International Harvester? Was it the Jimmy?
Yeah.
I had a neighbor who used to have one of those. Those things are hot from like the, oh shit, that's not it.
I saw them doing retro mods on those. Those are cool too. Those are very expensive as well. Like more even than the Broncos that I saw. But if I go to when I started looking at the salvage places, those are cheap. They're just a little bit of work. You'd need to buy like 2 or 3 of them to make one almost, but they're going for like $2,000 a piece. But I've been wanting to work on something for a while.
Yeah, I've often thought it would be neat to beat your own path and do a foreign car, but man, I bet the trailblazing on a project like that, like where do you get Volkswagen Gia parts? Good luck.
I don't even know what that is.
Yes, I don't know that I've heard of it.
Did I get it right?
You might, but I just don't know what that is.
Carnegie. I'm right.
Some of those kit cars are cool too. They just look like death traps. The thing that steers me away from a kit car every time is they look like death traps. They look like if you got hit, you just die.
Yeah, you'll die in a fender bender.
Yeah, like you don't really have anything, but like your door is nothing.
Oh, that's a Gia.
Those are nice.
Right? Like,
nice.
Like
imagine like turning that from nothing into something with your own hands and then like having something different than all the Ford Mustangs you see at the car shows. Like,
I like the red one.
I can see like a turret coming out of the hood, James Bond style or something.
Some missiles, smoke out the back.
Those
lights flip or
that,
something.
They top out at like 55 miles an hour, but they look hot. It's like the MGB. The MGB kind of looks kind of similar body style. It's just bubbly. You can get them for dirt cheap because they're made like shit. They were all made in England when all of the workers were like on strike. And so the parts are so shittily manufactured that you can buy like a 1976 MGB and then buy a door off of another one and it literally won't even fucking fit. They're like no standards. Everyone is a unique piece of art and they're all dog shit, but they're cool looking fucking cars.
Yeah, my dad wants to start a new project. I think he's been doing an El Camino for a couple years now. I think he's done with that now. He finally got through with it. So I'm sure he'd like a new project. So I could.
Does he always do American cars? So it'd be one of those probably.
Yeah. If I'm
Does he have a
thinking
brand?
back,
Is he all Ford, all Chevy? All...
we've done Ford and Chevrolets. We've done so 255 Chevys, a 57 Chevrolet, 67 Camaro, 69 Camaro, Ford Fairlane. Did a bunch of like older Ford and Chevrolet trucks, like 70 models for other people that Dad had some friends who had same thing. They had like an old truck rusting under a tree, and we restored it for them, mostly just for the fun of it. We done some Fox body Mustangs, which are the ugly, like early 90, late 80 ones, those really hideous Mustangs.
I feel like those look cool.
Not me.
Oh, yeah, they're not my
like
cup of tea. My friend had a Bronco that you would really like, and he did it all wrong. Like, we teased him. He wasn't a friend. I worked with him, and the first thing he did is have it repainted, because that's all he planned on doing. He's like, I'll buy an old Bronco. It's not, in the greatest condition, but I'll get it repainted. It'll look nice, and I'll stop there. Yep. Well, after that, he pulled the motor and the transmission and rebuilt that. And he was young and still developing his like expertise. So it was a mix of him doing it himself and him hiring people to help him. Yeah. And I mean, I don't know. Imagine doing a home renovation and starting with new carpets. That was the equivalent to starting with paint. It was such a wreck, but it turned out really nice in the end. And he actually took it off road a little bit, mild off road, but
yeah, that's usually the last thing you do is the paint. I know how to do a lot of stuff. I've never rebuilt an engine or a transmission, but everything else I've done. Like, I've completely installed wiring harnesses and computers into cars, and I've done some interior stuff. Like, I would definitely get somebody to do it, but I can stitch seats up. I've done it before. I put headliners in and carpet in. I've welded like floor pans in and trunks in that had been rusted, and lots of paint and body work. I can do all that stuff. Although I would always like get my dad to operate the paint gun if I wanted something to look good.
So that's a way different undertaking than rebuilding an engine, though.
Yeah, I've watched people rebuild engines. There's a lot of specialized tools you need. There's
and
a lot of
so much knowledge in parts. This is the most complex puzzle I've ever dealt with, and I feel like you miss one washer, and like you're 12 hours deep into like putting that back where it goes. I don't know. It scares me a bit.
The problem is the tools for me. Like, I've watched it done enough times, especially on like small block Chevrolet engines, where it's like, all right, I know where everything goes. And if I don't, like, I'm not gonna do this blind. I'll bring some instructions. There'll be a video playing on a flat screen TV right there next to the build and everything. I'll go step by step. But it's all the tools. Like, when I see all the like calipers and the stuff you use to measure the insides of the cylinders and the valves and all that stuff, and that's beyond me. And anything like flashing a computer or programming one, that's also something I haven't done before. But all the nuts and bolts stuff.
2 years ago, one of my friends and I took apart one of my motorcycles to check the valve clearances. And on motorcycles, these things wear out more quickly than you might guess, and whatever. Well, we didn't put it back exactly the way you're supposed to put it back. And like, as we go to spin it,
look at this.
No, they put those pieces in there.
All the parts were in there, but when we went to turn the engine, it didn't turn, and like there was compression of it. I don't know, like something cracked, and so like we pulled it apart, and there's like a broken rocker arm, but we can't account for all the pieces. Something's down deep in the motor, and that was when I was like, I need an adult. This has gone beyond me, and I found like a real KTM certified mechanic who did it for a living, but also made house calls. And that guy was just a fucking legend. Like, he came over, he pulls the whole motorcycle like apart. And not only did he find like every part we couldn't account for to prove that like it wasn't there, he took pictures along the way to like show me what we were dealing with. And he found some other like manufacturer related shaving in there that wasn't even related to our shitty repair, if you call it that. I'm like, this guy, he's great. But then he moved.
We would use Polaroids back in the day. We had a Polaroid camera in the shop, and every step of the way when you're disassembling something, it'd be a ka-chunk. And then on the back of it, you'd write, fucking rear differential bolt went in this box labeled 3A, and then be a box over there that said 3A. And because we would one time we took 255 Chevrolets and made 155 Chevrolet, and you might think that we had one that was in good shape and one that was in bad shape. We took the parts off the donor and put it on the other. No, split in half. We had a front end of a car that was good, and the back end of a car was good, and we stuck them fucking together on a new rail, and new front end and everything. Like we welded two cars together and made that work. It still works. That's the car. That's under Dad's carport right now.
So we would always take the parts that we took off and we would trace them on opened up beer cases, the cardboard, and then punch the screws where they're supposed to go, and then just set them and number them like 1 through 30 or whatever. Rebuild it. That
sounds good. I use Ziploc bags and I'd write on the outside what they were for, but sometimes there's quite like this was on the carb. Yeah, a lot was on the carb. Which one of the little screws was which?
Yeah, 40 beers deep. You want a pretty clear diagram of what goes where.
Yeah, dude. I hope you do it. I wonder what you're gonna do. What kind of car you're gonna pick?
It'll probably depend on like what I'm really looking for is some sort of interesting deal. Like what I'd like to find ideally is a version of a Mustang or Camaro that someone had added a lot of extra parts to that's ruined. That's absolutely like hit in the middle and the frame's bent so bad it can't be. It's been totaled out. But that's a really good drive shaft. That's a really good rear end. That's really good suspension. Like there's lots of expensive donor parts on there to yank off and then sell what I don't want. That part actually kind of like struck me as almost, I had this fantasies as a kid of being a treasure hunter and like almost in that sort of bargain bin kind of way where you found something that you always hear that story about the guy who finds like the expensive comic book or something in the attic. Like that really appeals to me. That like gets me fired up, that treasure hunting aspect of it. So when I watch these videos, I assume that there's no fuckery in his videos, but he's like, that's a $3,000 exhaust system just sitting right there. We couldn't see that in the pictures. That pays for the whole build. And it's like they paid $3,000 for this car. The exhaust is worth $3,000. They haven't even gotten the engine out. Like that kind of gets my engine going. Like I don't need $3,000, but I'd love to like find $3,000. That'd be fun. You're expecting to find like a classic car in a junkyard? No, in a salvage yard. I don't want to do a classic car. I want to do something probably late model. Like I said, either an LS engine swap where I get like a Corvette or a Mustang engine and throw it in like a Miata or something little, make some sort of like speed demon car. But I would also be into just buying two 2020 Corvettes or something like that and making one. Like if I could make a nice 2020 Corvette for $25,000 and have fun doing it, like that'd be the best year ever. That'd be so much fun to work on.